I always say that any developer in their right mind would have torn this place down as soon as they saw it. After you see the final outcome, you know, you'd have to say a developer would be out of their mind to tear the place down.
Reusing the building is not only the right thing to do from a sustainability standpoint, it's the right thing to do from a heritage standpoint.
This was an opportunity. There wasn't anyone else practicing over here. I felt like there was a lot of opportunity on this side, sort of underrepresented. And I felt comfortable being, you know, what some people would say, let's be a big fish in a small pond instead of small fish in a big pond. And I liked what I saw in downtown Bremerton. There were plenty, you know, there was plenty of opportunity to help change a city for the better. So the whole agenda was about reinvention. So we started thinking about the word leverage. You know, how can we increase the impact this building has on this side of the water? So we caught the notion that we could basically design the office around a de facto community hall. I think, you know, the answer was, let's help reinvent reasons for people to want to come downtown. We designed the office, and in particular the central forum area, to be a really great place for us. From 8 to 5 we use it for a lot of things, but after 5 we open it up to the community and let them have it for events.
We approached this project completely backwards from the way that you would typically design a project. We didn't start from the ground up and start building. We took an existing shell and we said, what do we have? What do we want it to do? How does it need to perform? What was nice about this project is that we had a level of grit to it that you don't get. I mean, you can't buy grit. Probably the reason that we chose this one over any others was sort of the unlikely candidate in the fact that it allowed for the forum space in a way that was more dynamic than any of the other spaces. The lights on the wall were the one whimsical part of the design. I call them the firefly lights, and they were intended to be just that, these fireflies that would sort of guide you into the building. Especially when you're walking by the building at night and the doors are closed, the idea is that these are on and there's always that sort of idea of intrigue. There was an interesting design concept that we really wanted to keep, which was allowing anything that was old and raw to be old and raw, and anything that was new was allowed to be new and clean.
We established 6 kind of big picture goals without pulling out any checklists, because to us it was important that this project be sustainable under our definition of sustainability. Used as a design theme was this idea of designing for off. You can have the most energy efficient systems in the world, but nothing's more efficient than being turned off. We operate at an EUI of 18.5. The national average is closer to about 90. In the end, what we end up with is a building that's essentially turned off for 60% of the year. We did it for $105 a square foot, and it's a really good example of how the myth that sustainability is expensive is in fact a myth.
We knew that this is a place that we're going to spend quite a bit of time, and we want to make sure that it's right. You know, we had a budget, we had to work to that. That also is reflected in the material selections that we used. But I think what we were able to accomplish at the budget that we had was, I mean, I think pretty dynamic. The way we set up the studio space in pods, but it's open, it's a collaborative environment where the team you're working on is still exposed to the team next to you, and you get to learn and overhear what they're doing. I think you always pick up those things in the office environment. If we were enclosed in offices, you wouldn't know what the team next to you is doing, and we learn. I mean, we want this building not only for ourselves to be a learning opportunity, but we want to provide that information for others. We had a few goals. One of them is to engage the community, and this space allows for that, but flexibility is really important. Being able to change this space from daytime to nighttime to do presentations for clients or community activities is really important. Keeping it simple and honoring what was here from the original building.